Hey guys, thanks for tuning into A Taste of Ipsy. I'm your host, Sarah Patterson, and I'm here today with Chef Camille. Tell us what we're cooking today.
Today we're going to be making a homemade Caesar dressing, and we're going to also add in a Parmesan bowl.
All right, so what's our first step to making?
Our first step is we're going to take 1 cup of mayonnaise.
Are most dressing bases made out of mayonnaise?
Most of them are, because it's going to be like your oils. And now if you want to go ahead and add in our 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
I like Worcestershire sauce. I didn't know that was in there.
And then we also have a teaspoon of Dijon mustard we're going to add in. If you want, you can use the whisk.
Oh, we might need to just to get all the good flavor out.
Yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our 1 teaspoon of anchovy paste, which is fish for the people that don't know.
All right.
We're going to take our 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and you can go ahead and add it in.
She's letting me be the chef today.
Yep. Then we're going to move this one to the side, and then if you want to juice those 2 lemons in for the acid.
The acid, what does that do for the recipe?
It kind of thins it out a little bit and adds flavor.
I didn't realize that there was so much that went into making Caesar dressing.
And then I'm going to put this one right back there. And so now we're going to take our 2 garlic cloves, and we're going to go ahead and mince those with our grater. There we go. You can use this in here so it comes out fine.
What? I've never minced garlic before. This is way more effective than cutting it.
Yeah.
The smell of garlic and lemon together is interesting.
Do you like it?
I do. It's fresh, but also like savory smelling.
Mm-hmm. So when we mince this with the grater, it doesn't all necessarily come down, so we're gonna go ahead and, since I'm wearing a glove, I'll go ahead and get that. We're gonna make sure all that flavor goes into it. Okay. And so now we'll go ahead and whisk that up.
Oh, you whisk. You probably have that right motion in the wrist. So, you told me earlier we weren't using any kind of bowl. I'm really excited about this Parmesan bowl that you told me about. Is that our next step? Or is that the last step?
So it's gonna add a presentation because everyone eats with their eyes, and it also is gonna be edible. So you can eat it with the salad. So we're getting the consistency that we want because we want it to be thick. And now we're just gonna go ahead and take a pinch of this pepper. This pepper goes into the Caesar dressing as well.
Kind of gives it some, I wouldn't say color, but it looks more like dressing now for sure.
Yeah, it brings it a little to life.
Oh, I have all the cheeses left. That's my favorite part.
And so we're using some Parmigiano Reggiano, and we already have some grated up here. We're gonna use a 1/2 cup. If you wanna use more, you can do so.
For those of you who really like cheese.
Yes. But cheese is very powering, and it can definitely take over.
Isn't Parmesan kind of salty too?
Mm-hmm. That's why we only added 1/4 tablespoon of salt, because the cheese will add some saltiness as well. Starting to look like some Caesar dressing now.
It's starting to really smell like Caesar dressing too.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. And this leftover cheese we're just gonna garnish our salad with later. So our salad dressing is actually done, and now we're gonna go ahead and start on our Parmesan bowl. So we're gonna let this heat up just a little bit, and it already is. So we're gonna take this Parmesan here, and depending on how big you want your Parmesan cup, depends on how much cheese you're gonna use. And so we're just gonna put it in the middle of the pan.
And it doesn't stick, or?
Oh no, this is a non-stick pan, so it's not gonna stick and it's gonna crisp up. We're gonna let it cool down, and then we'll put it on our bowl to shape it. And to add a little flavor, we're gonna add a little of this black pepper in. to spice it up. And so that's gonna start cooking down. It's gonna come to a bubble. And then that's how we know it's gonna be almost ready, all right? Okay. You can see right there, around the edges it starts, and then cooks more into the middle.
And how long do you normally do you think it takes to get to where you can mold it on the bowl?
Probably I would say a minute or two. We have it on a semi-low heat, and as you can see now it's starting to bubble up. We're gonna let it brown a little so it adds some color to the Caesar salad as well. We're not gonna use croutons because this is gonna also work as our crunch in the salad. And then once this is ready to cool, we'll go ahead and add in our dressing and toss the salad.
And you told me that you were gonna make this for competition. So what made you decide to make Caesar salad and Parmesan bowl for competition?
Me, compared to all of my peers, I would say I'm a visual, and I think if it's not gonna taste good, if it doesn't taste good, I at least want it to look good because people eat with their eyes first, you know? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move this over so it doesn't burn, and we're gonna let it sit right there, and then once it cools down, we're gonna flip it onto our cup, okay? So here now we're gonna take our romaine lettuce that we chopped up, and do you wanna add in the dressing?
Sure, do I add in all of it?
No, we wanna add in just a little, or do you wanna toss it? You want me to add it in and you toss it?
Ooh, yeah, I wanna toss it.
Okay, so we're gonna use 2 of these forks here.
Okay, and just
Yeah,
awesome.
We're gonna keep this. Do you like a lot of dressing or a little?
Doesn't matter. I like both. I like to eat.
So if you want to just toss it, make sure every piece of lettuce is at least lightly coated.
Oh, maybe this was not my forte. I'm messy in the kitchen, but clean while you cook, guys. It makes life easier.
If you're not making a mess, are you actually cooking is the question.
Oh, the mess is where the heart comes from, or the love.
Exactly.
I think that it's...
Let's add just a little more, okay?
All right.
I don't know about you, but I can smell that lemon.
Yeah, it's strong, but smells fresh and appetizing too. Oh yeah, that's coated perfectly.
That's good.
All right.
And so now we're gonna go ahead and take our cup because our Parmesan bowl is starting to look like it's cooling down. So we're gonna take that cup here. And we want to be careful with the pan since it's hot.
Would you say there's a certain tool, or your finger is really the most gentle way to go?
You can use a spatula, but I would say the best chefs don't have fillings in their fingertips, so the pan doesn't really bother us. And so you see that color on it.
Oh, that's pretty.
So we're gonna take that, and we're gonna flip it onto our cup. It's gonna mold up.
Oh, wow. I see. I've been trying to figure out in my head how this was gonna...
All pull together.
Right.
Yeah.
The color on that is absolutely beautiful, golden to the T.
And it smells amazing. And you can use any cheese that you want, but Parmesan is the best fitting, I would say. Once that hardens, we're gonna garnish it with our Parmesan, and then we're gonna add a little lemon to the side, just in case. Some people like to add lemon on top and some pepper. Usually when I plate, I wanna have a center focus, and then everything else is just clean. So that's what we're gonna use with this plate here, and it's gonna also complement our colors. So we can kinda see that it's forming now. It's going ahead and formed.
Oh,
So
that's adorable.
And all the straggled pieces of Parmesan just add character to the bowl. So now what we're gonna do is, do you wanna plate it or you want me to plate it?
You do it, because I don't want to accidentally hurt that pretty bowl.
Okay. So we're just gonna take some of our, a little at a time. As Chef Julie always says, low and slow, and I just think of it all the time as you go slow. You don't wanna rush everything, because then you'll mess it up, you know?
I really agree with that. Anytime I mess something up in the kitchen, I feel like it's because I was just trying to do it quickly and get it done.
And that's what a lot of people try to do, especially with like meats. you know, they want to cook it quick, but sometimes you just gotta let the flavor do its thing.
Marinate and let it soak in and whatnot.
And with salads here, you want to build it up because it adds more beauty and character to the salad. So let's see.
Let it stay airy.
So that there should be enough for us right there. Put this to the side. We're gonna take a little of our Parmesan and top it.
This is adorable.
Make sure it gets everywhere. We'll take a little, just a little of the pepper. Add some more color and some flavor in there. There's that. We'll take our piece of lemon. We'll go ahead and put it there. And there you have it. There's our Caesar salad. Homemade dressing in a Parmesan crisp bowl.
That is actually just so phenomenal looking. I am excited to try this.
Yeah.
That looks great, Chef Camille.
Thank you.
So we have our Caesar salad in a Parmesan bowl, like she said. Some people add a little lemon on the side. Let's try it. You're gonna eat it with me, right?
Sure.
Okay.
I sure will. Thank you. Should have brought a knife.
All right.
It's giving me a little hard time. I don't want to take too much.
That Caesar dressing is awesome. You don't taste any of the anchovy paste, which I think turns a lot of people away whenever they hear about it. That's really awesome. That's kind of the lightest, freshest Caesar I've ever tried too.
Really?
That's really good.
Thank you.
I like it.
Did you want to try the Parmesan bowl?
Yeah.
You can just rip it. And it'll add some flavor as well. You can see that crunch in there.
Yeah, that's a good salt too to add to the dish. That's gonna taste really good with an actual piece of the salad with it. It definitely makes up for the lack of croutons. That is really good.
Because not everyone likes croutons. Just the fact they're so hard, and some people are like teeth sensitive, I would say. So
you got to make them right too. Well, I guess that's our dish and that's our show, guys. I want to thank Chef Camille for being here with us today and making our homemade Caesar salad with Parmesan bowl. Until next time, guys, stay cooking.